Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Reserve Report, your source for what's going on locally and around the Reserve. I'm your host, Lance Corporal Brytani Musick. Marines of the 14th Marine Regiment showcased their weapon systems and vehicles at the Bell Helicopter Armed Forces Bowl in Fort Worth, Texas. Multiple weapon systems were available for spectators to handle while learning about the Marine Corps. If spectators were up for the challenge, Marines with the 8th Marine Corps District were there with pull bars and prizes. The fiscal year 14 Active Reserve Aviation Officer Affiliation Bonus is a lump sum of $10,000. Upon an aviation officer's acceptance by a fiscal year 14 AR Officer Accession Board, an officer approved for a duty involving flying operations may accept this incentive and incur a 3-year obligation. For a full list of requirements and more information, check out MAR Admin 00414. Our first video is a personal story of an 0311 infantry marine who was wounded in combat. The video tells his story of a 6-year struggle to overcome his injuries and return to active duty.
A lot of people take for granted the simplest things in life, and I know from just what's happened to me that simple things like walking, talking, eating, grabbing things, I mean, those are things that we all take for granted until that time comes when, oh, you fall, you break your leg, you break your arm, and guess what? It's in a cast, and guess what? Life sucks. So, I know from firsthand, like when I was back in college, I mean, I was, running around, I played football, I was an athlete. It's 2005, it was May 18th. That's when I headed off, and I was in MCRD, San Diego. Out of boot camp, we went to SOI West at Pendleton, and after our initial training, we received our MOS of 0311 Scout, and that's where we were attached to 3rd LAR. And then once we got to 3rd LAR, we did our initial training, Seagal Studios, I believe it was CAX, and after we got back from our pre-deployment leave, we took off to Iraq. That would be February of 2006. August 20th, bright and early in the morning, day like any other day. We were just had our mission brief. We're going to go out, just supposedly some high-value targets were operating in the area, and we're going to pretty much just snatch, grab them, come back home, and let them interrogate them, do whatever they're going to do with them. We got to our mission, hit it, no casualties, no one fired a shot, nothing. I mean, we rounded them up, pretty simple, loaded them up, and started, headed back home. And I was popped up in the scout hatch of the LAV. I can remember vividly. I remember all of a sudden, loud explosion, thrown in the air, fracture in my left ulna and radial. I was burned most of the third and second degree, so I lost most of my feelings, and my jaw was fractured in 37 pieces. I remember looking through my eyes, and I could see like flames. Oh, stupid, you're on fire. Stop, drop, and roll. One of my good buddies, I guess his vehicle rolled around, and he, they put me out, and then they grabbed me from the harness, and they drug me to a little, I wouldn't say a hill, but whatever cover they could find, and while rounds were cooking off, explosions from the vehicle, they're protecting me. Eventually, I ended up in San Antonio, Texas, and that's the burn, probably the burn center of the world. But I woke up out of my coma and just started going through the gruesome therapy of stretching my limbs, feeding myself, all that walking, you name it. Once in a while I have a surgery for an elbow release or a wrist release or, you know, some sort of crazy surgery. I was there at Brooke Army Medical Center for about 6 years. Just kept working, and then at the end of the 5 or 6 years that I was there, I told them I'm ready to get out of here and I'm ready to go do something. The reason I chose to stay in the Marine Corps was because there's something that I've seen ever since I was a kid in the Marine Corps. It's a camaraderie that you cannot find anywhere else, not in any of the other branches, not in any job. I'd like to be a good example for those Marines that if I could do it, they could do it. They see me out there doing their little PT with them, or, you know, kicking their butt on a PFT. I think that's going to motivate them to, hey, well, why is this guy, you know, passing me, or why is this guy, you know, doing as many pull-ups as I can do, or, you know, something like that. It's gonna make them kick it up a notch, because they're gonna be like, well, I'm younger, you know. I mean, there's nothing wrong with me. Why can't I do it, you know? If we commit to something, we need to go 110%. We can't lollygag. We can't waver. We have to be true to our faith, true to our core. My name is Isaac Gallegos, Sergeant in the United States Marine Corps, stationed in Camp Pendleton, California, but currently going to school at Camp Johnson, North Carolina.
This year, the Marine Corps has reached big milestones at home and around the globe. Marines from the Defense Media Activity bring us a compilation of the best Marine Corps photos of 2013.
"2013 has been quite the year for the Marine Corps. We've seen everything from women in infantry training to valor in Afghanistan. This is the year in review. To see a full recap of the year in review, click the link in the video description.
That about does it for this edition of the Reserve Report. As always, for more news, photos, and videos, check out our website at www.marforez.marines.mil. I'm Lance Corporal Brytani Musick. Thanks for watching.